Hi, and welcome to Acronis, to our information security series. Today, we're going to be talking about password security. We're going to be talking about why is password security important. We're going to talk about things that we should not be doing with passwords, and then some best practices around passwords. My name is Steve Brining. I'm a partner technology evangelist here at Acronis. I've been with the company for about 4 years, been in the industry for about 25 years in the cybersecurity space, mostly on the manufacturing side of software, and I'm also a commanding officer in the Arizona Army National Guard. Why is password security important? Well, I have to talk about complying with industry-specific requirements. HIPAA, PCI DSS, just credit cards, and also for Europe with the GDPR. Also to help protect against credential stuffing and password spraying attacks, which are main vectors of initial intrusion. Now, credential stuffing is taking users' stolen names and passwords from one company, say they purchased it even off the dark web, to access user accounts at another company using the same password on multiple accounts. So cyber bad guys add a list of stolen user names and password pairs to some botnet to automate the process and trying on multiple sites at once. Now, the password spraying attacks, that's trying some brute force attack. It's an attempt on the same password on many accounts before moving on to another one and repeating the process. It's to overall boost resiliency to security threats. User passwords form the weakest link in security today. Now, there are some things that are some basics, but I see people that still do these, so do not do these things. Network usernames as your password. Do not use words like user, admin, or password. Don't put details about yourself. It's not as confidential as you think. Family member names, your social security number, your date of birth, any personal information. Also, don't go adjacent on the keyboard. There's something called QWERTY. If you look at your keyboard, QWERTY are right next to each other. And definitely do not store a list of passwords on a computer in plain view on some post-it sticky note on your computer. Now, some best practices around passwords. Now, NIST has come up with some updated guidelines for 2021. Now, a lot of companies do have policies in place, but I'm following what NIST has put in their guidelines for 2021. And you can read this in their digital identity guidelines, which is SP 800-63B. The -3 is the third revision. Users no longer have to use special characters. Users should be able to maintain passwords using regular characters, including spaces. They highlight repeated spaces should ideally get trimmed. Password policies, not requiring employees to change passwords on a regular basis. They advise against the need to change after specific time periods. Now, you should change password in the event it's been exposed or some evidence showing that it's been compromised. In the FAQ from NIST, it talks about users tend to choose weaker memorized secrets or passwords when they know that they will have to change them in the near future. When those changes do occur, people often will select something similar to their old memorized secret by applying a set of common transformations, such as increasing the number in the password. So this would provide a false sense of security if any previous secret has been compromised, since attackers can apply the same common transformations. Stop unnecessary password complexity from NIST guidelines. Many users substitute a letter with a number, and attackers know the most common ones used. Password length is more important than complexity per the NIST guidelines. Also, screen passwords against blacklists or these dictionaries. It's a list of commonly used or compromised passwords. Keep this list up to date. There's third parties that do provide these lists. If you Google password screening software, you will see that there's many companies that do provide this. Section 5.1.1.2 in the NIST guideline talks about memorized secret verifiers, otherwise known as passwords. If it's characters or numeric, it's a PIN, something you know. They say verifiers shall compare the prospective secrets against a list that contains values known to be commonly used, expected, or compromised. Also, use a reputable password management solution. Master password, make that strong, because that's used to encrypt the contents of the vault of all the others, and there's only one to remember. You got to remember, if you forget the password of the master, you're out of luck. You don't have to remember every strong, unique password. They're stored in the vault, and many will help you even generate new random ones for you to use. It's the best way to use different random passwords on many sites using a password management solution that's reputable out there. NIST also put in their guidelines, it's reasonable to copy and paste passwords. The ability to paste into a password field facilitates the use of many password managers and it's a well-advised practice per NIST. But also keep in mind password length. While we said that's more important than complexity, password length from a password manager greater than 64 characters is not recommended from NIST as well. So I hope this helps you understand about password security, why it's important, some do's and don'ts, and some best practices around password security. Thanks and have a great day.